Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooklyn. This is Brooklyn's Library, and today we are going to be talking about Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. Okay, and just a warning for you guys, I am going to try to not cut out a whole bunch of stuff from my video, so it's giving more authentic, it's giving more real, it's giving more me, because I know that this editing style has been going around, and here's the tea, I'm not a fan of it, but I heard that it connects you more with your audience the less that you cut out, but I tend to ramble, so best of luck to you all. Anyways, so if you guys are unfamiliar with Midnight Sun, I am trying to hold it up to where the ring light is not obnoxious. Okay, if you guys are unaware of Midnight Sun is basically Twilight, but it's Edward's perspective. Okay, so my original plan for this was to just do a vlog version of Midnight Sun, and if you guys have not watched my part 1 of becoming a Twihard, you can check it out. I read the Twilight series for the first time, or I'm in the process of reading the Twilight series for the first time, and this is my first time reading Midnight Sun. Okay, let me tell you guys, I personally don't think it was worth it. This was extremely long. Edward is a Gemini. Okay. Let me read you what the inside flap says. It says, when Edward Cullen and Bella Swan meet in Twilight, an iconic love story was born. But until now, fans have heard only Bella's side of the story. Okay, that's all we really need, honestly. At last, readers can experience Edward's version in the long-awaited companion novel, Midnight Sun. This unforgettable tale, as told through Edward's eyes, takes on a new, decadently dark twist. Meeting Bella is both the most unnerving and intriguing events he has experienced in all of his years as a vampire. As we learn more fascinating details about Edward's past and complexity of his inner thoughts, we understand why this is the defining struggle of his life. How can he justify following his heart when that means leading Bella into danger? In Midnight Sun, Stephanie Meyer transports us back into a world that has captivated millions of readers and brings us an epic novel about the profound pleasures and devastating consequences of immortal love. Okay, I have a bit of thoughts on that. Yeah, okay. So here's my thing, right? When they did the Edward's past, it was like in the middle of a sentence, and his, like, well, not in the middle of a sentence, like in the middle of a paragraph, his thought would end, and then we would get pages and pages and pages of backstory, and then we are whiplashed back into the present to where he was like, and what is his name? In Carlisle's office or something. It was very random, and I was weak, and about 25% of the way through, I was like, okay, that's it. I am going full audio. I'm going full audio, because otherwise you guys would never ever see me going on my Twilight journey ever again. Yeah, so I had to pick up the audio for this. And so I couldn't tell if he was, when he was with Bella and he was thinking about his past, I could not tell if he was talking to her or if he was just going on a mental journey with himself. So yeah, also, okay, another thing, this is going to be a lot of jumping back and forth, and this is the reality of me not cutting myself off and then making coherent sentences for editing. So let me know if you guys like the style. So the tea about the pomegranate, which I really honestly shocked that I do like this cover because of the meaning behind it. it's kind of cheese, but I still kind of like it. So Edward compares himself to Hades because he feels like he's so villainous and evil or whatever, and he feels like Bella is Persephone, and so he compares their relationship and stuff to the pomegranate, and each seed is like something. I wish I remembered exactly what he said, but I don't. But the way that it was described, I was like, okay, kind of ate with that. Yeah. And so here's the tea about my pomegranate. Okay, if you guys watched the live where I was talking about Midnight Sun, I believe it was on Maddy's channel from Ads Told by Maddy, and you're like, oh, what's the tea? You said you bought a pomegranate. Okay, so I bought a pomegranate, right? But I did not eat it in the right amount of time, so it got moldy and hard, so I had to throw it away. So you guys did not get B-roll of that. And also, this is not a vlog because once I got to the 50% mark and I was going to give updates, I was like, if I have to stop and give an update, I'm not going to finish this book because I was putting too much pressure on the update. So I said, forget it. I'm just going to do a review video like I'm doing now. And that's that. And so, yeah, also I would like to talk about Stephenie Meyer hates Rosalie. Like, she hates her. You could tell. For some reason why, I don't know. But it's like every time Rosalie is mentioned, it's like Rosalie is jealous of Bella because she doesn't necessarily want Edward. She just wants Edward to be enamored with her like every other guy is. And I'm like, okay, like, that's not cute, gorgeous slay. Like, that's not interesting to me. But I feel like I already know her backstory, so I'm like intrigued by her character, so therefore I am more annoyed when stuff like this is coming up because, like, who cares? Like, also, Emmett is slay. We love him. He is very much a fun guy, teddy bear type of man, golden retriever. We love that about him, and he's just so pure and, like, we love. And then there's Alice, who is, everybody likes Alice, everybody knows, period. But here's my tea, right? I feel like her and Edward's relationship is a little bit more than immortal sibling vampire vibes, okay? I feel like in a different version of Twilight, Edward and Alice would be together. Is that me being weird? I don't know. They don't give sibling to me. I feel like they don't. I don't know. Their relationship is more than that. So she sees visions and everything, if you guys don't know. So she sees stuff in the near future, in the far future, etc. It's kind of all over the place. And sometimes she can go try to see what's happening. And other times they just come to her. The visions do. And so she shows Edward because Edward is reading her mind. And that's not why I'm saying that their relationship is more than sibling. I'm just saying that's what the reality of it is. And so, yeah. What else? That's them. And then there is, oh my god, what's that man's name? Oh, Jasper. And his special ability is to influence others' emotions around him. So there was the part where Bella was taken by James at the end of Twilight, and he was gonna kill her, torture her, do whatever he was gonna do with her. And we see in this scene, in this book, that Jasper was with Edward trying to balance out his emotions so he didn't go crazy and kill James and get in trouble by the Volturi for being psycho and exposing himself. which is kind of foreshadowing because I know what happens in the next book a little bit. I feel like I know a little bit of what happens in each book, but I don't remember the full picture. So, and that's kind of like what I like, is that I know a little bit of things, so where I'm not going in completely like what is going on. I kind of understand that that way if there's some weird thing that is not fully explained, I'm like, okay, well, I already get it. Yeah, and also another thing, Jacob in this book, he's in it because he's in Twilight, and Edward sees him and stuff, whatever, that he doesn't hate him, which is kind of interesting to me because I felt like, from what I remember, at least from the movies and from what the Twilight book portrayed a little bit, was that Edward was giving hate towards Jacob. He doesn't really hate Jacob that much. He's just like, oh, sorry, I got a message from the vet. He was like, oh, haha, this kid has a crush on Bella. And then there's even one point in this book where he thinks maybe Bella should be with him, and then he just gets jealous. Oh my god, and that's another thing. Let me finish talking about these side characters before I get back into my beef with Edward. And yes, I have beef with Edward now. Does that make me team Jacob? I don't know. I am team, girl, you need to move. Hold on, let me get some water. Okay, so the other characters, Carlisle and Esme, they're in it. And also, throwback to, if you guys watched my Twilight vlog, I said that I don't understand why Esme is like making such a big deal of Edward having to leave, possibly leave actually for 2 years until Bella graduates high school, to control his hunger from eating Bella, because like he wants, not eating her, he wants to drink her blood, but instead of giving in to the urge, Edward wants to leave for a couple years until Bella graduates, and then he never has to see her again, blah 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 blah. And then Esme was making a whole big deal saying she doesn't want to leave, split up the family, whatever. It still doesn't make sense to me. They tried to explain it in this book, and I'm just like, we really got nowhere, honestly, with that. And then Carlisle is Carlisle. He slays. We know him. We love him. What can I say about him to add to more to the conversation? Nothing really. Oh, except for when they were moving back to Forks, he gave Billy, who is Jacob's papa, he gave him a call and was like, hey, yo, werewolf boy, we are coming to Forks, but we come in peace and we're not going to get you because we don't do that. And Billy was like, you better keep away from me and you better not cross the lines or any boundaries, or else I'm gonna bop because it says within my rights. And Carlo is like, yo, we don't really want a problem though. And then Billy was like, I don't give a if you has a problem, we're gonna solve it. So anyway, so that's pretty much like a thing I can add about Carlisle, is that he's trying to keep the peace all around, which we know he slays. And then there is Charlie, which we don't really get any more information on him, just that he really cares about his daughter, but we already knew that. Dad of the century, go off. Oh, and we do get a little bit more of, what is her name? Oh, Renee, Bella's mother. At the end, when Bella is in hospital, the mother, Renee, comes from Florida to Forks and is like, ayo, what up, Eddie boy? It's me, Renee, the mother. And then he's like, oh, I don't really know what's going on with that girl because she is wild. Yeah, she's wild. and she's all over the place. Bella is more of a mother to Renee, and Renee is more of a child. I don't know if you guys know anyone like that in real life, but it's a very interesting dynamic to see. It's a lot of pressure on the child, and it happens a lot, I feel, with mothers who got pregnant young, and I feel like we're not able to experience that early adult life child free, you know. I feel like you guys understand what I'm saying, and that's no judgment here. I'm just saying that is a lot of pressure on the child to be like that. It's a lot of pressure on Bella, and we got to see Edward look into her mind, and she's very selfish, but she doesn't think that she's being selfish, you know. And also, she leaves the hospital when Bella's like in the hospital. She's like, "Oh, I'm fine, Mom. Like, Edward's gonna be here to watch over me." What? You're just gonna leave your daughter in the hospital just so you can be in the comfort of like a hotel or whatever? That's a little bit ridiculous to me. I feel like, no, like, I would not do that. I feel like I would just stay there. I don't know. That's me judging a character in a book. But, yeah. Okay, so let me just... I feel like, is there anything else to add about the characters? Oh, I guess I can say a little bit something more about Jacob, because Jacob, I like him. He's cool. The only thing I have, not really against him, but the only thing I'm like not Team Jacob about is that obviously the end, but because that's weird of the series. But Jacob's younger than her. He's 15. She's 17. That's not an insane, crazy age gap. I'm just saying you're very different than you are at 15, than you are at 17, and it is a lot of difference, in my opinion. Did that make sense? I don't know. I feel like I explained it better previously in a different video. Twilight, hello. If you haven't watched that, this is part 2. Oh, yeah, what was I going to say about Jacob? So when Jacob went to the prom at the end of Twilight to talk to Bella and warn her that she needs to break up with her boyfriend, we got a glimpse into his mind, because Edward obviously reads minds, and he really didn't want to do that. He's like, dude, like, I feel very weird doing this, but my dad said, break up with your boyfriend or else you're gonna get hurt. And then, so that just made Jacob look a little bit jelly, but I hope that he got the parts to his car that he wanted. And Bella got mad, obviously, because, like, mind your business. But also, I understand a little bit, because he's a vampire, he's dangerous, the others want to warn. I understand, but also, like, I understand both sides, I guess. And also Jacob's side as well, because we get it. So yeah, so let's talk about some beef that I have with Edward, if you will. Yeah, so my tea with him is he is nosy. Like, oh, okay, so here's the thing, right? He's nosy. Like, I wouldn't be doing the same thing if I could read minds. I'd be all up in people's minds, wanting to know what they're thinking about, obviously. So he does that, and it's kind of like, it's very invasive, and it's kind of like, that also brings up the question of morality. Like, is it moral to be doing this? And he doesn't think about that, about him reading minds, but he thinks about it in, like, other ways. But also there are times where he hops out of people's mind, because there's this one part where Angela and Jessica, and also he hates Jessica, and Bella were trying on dresses, and he was like in Angela's minds to spy on Bella, which I'm about to talk about. And Angela was changing. He was like, oh, don't want to be in that mind. So he was respectful of that and gave her privacy. This was like in the first 25% of it. Also, I did film an update at 25%, but I'm trashing that because I don't want to go back and look at it, to be honest with you. So Edward is weird about Bella, and we know this. We hate this. We get it. So he is constantly peeping into people's minds to view her, and he has favorite people's minds that he reads. Like, okay, remember when I said all of the side character human high school boys are the same and they're all named Mike to me? The T is I don't remember their names still. The guy that gets with Angela, I'm pretty sure, is who Edward likes to be in his mind the most, him and Angela, because they talk nice, or think nice about Bella. They're nice to Bella. So he hops in their minds a lot and reads their thoughts. And then also he can locate her from where other people have seen her, which I don't know, that seems like a complicated thing to write about, but she did it and she did it fine. So props to you, Miss Meyer. And also, Miss Meyer, you better get your coin. Releasing this when it was 2008 for free, and then selling this at full price of like $30 in 2020. Only a genius. And you better get your coin, period. And I know you got the royalties from the movies and the books, because this is still on and popping today. Like, not this particular book, but the series. People don't play about Twilight. What was I even saying about, what you call it? I don't know. He's just creepy when it's creepy that he does that, in my opinion. And then there is also, okay, so let's chat about the girl, the it girl, the number one baddie, queen, beach, whatever you want to call her, Bella. So we get to see how Edward feels about Bella. Obviously, this is his version of the Twilight series, not the series, the Twilight book one. And also, I do feel like I made a good choice reading this second, because I feel like I understand the whole Twilight book one story completely, like I didn't before, but I do now. Like, I don't know. Also, I feel like this is also just unnecessary. Anyways, Bella. What was I even going to say? Oh, he thinks that Bella is so selfless and caring and all that. And okay, like, that's mainly what we got. That's mainly what we got about that. And I don't think that there was much more other than, like, he can't read her thoughts, so more interesting to him, which we kind of already knew that. We already knew that, vibes. Let me just look through the book to see if there's anything else that I want to add before leaving you guys. Okay, here's the tea. I don't think that there's anything else that I want to add to my thoughts on Midnight Sun. I feel like, also, I rated this 3 stars on Goodreads. I'm thinking more of a 2.75 or 2.5 because okay, let me back it up just a little bit. When I read the first 2 chapters of this book, I was thinking, wow, this is amazing. Edward is giving angsty teen, and I'm living for it. But it really did get tired. It got tired very quickly. And by the 3rd chapter, I was just waiting for it to pick up. even though I knew the story, you know, but I thought more would happen. Joke is on me. But I didn't end up loving this. 2.75, 2.53, you know, around that range. I just feel like I'm not like a super fan. I didn't really have any strong feelings towards Edward, so not really necessary for me. Maybe for you, but not for me. Yes. And then, although I did really okay, so that's probably why I chose 3 stars on Goodreads, because I did really like the additional family chatter. Like, we got to see much more of the Cullens than we did in Twilight. So that's what I really liked about this book, because I find every other character besides Jasper and besides Edward very interesting. Like, I would love to read a full Rosalie series because we love her. She slays queen. She's my fave, and so is Alice. Alice my second fave, I think that's a accurate statement for now, at least. And I can't help but to love Rosalie because Stephanie Meyer hates her. Like, you guys, you want me to hate her so bad, but she's like literally the baddest bitch to exist. Like, impossible for me to hate her. Yeah, so let me know if you guys like this style of video. You guys will see this before I do right now in this moment, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna add any of the special effects that I usually use, but let me know if you like me just free thinking and not cutting any of it out, because I can definitely do that. And if you guys like it, you like it, and let me know, period. So that's the end of the video, and if you made it this far, you can leave the blood drop emoji, because I know for a fact that there is not a pomegranate emoji on computer. So if you leave the blood drop emoji, because the juice of the pomegranate, leave the blood drop emoji. I said that like 4 times. You know what emoji to leave. So there's that. And if you guys don't want to hear me chat, thank you so much for watching. You can subscribe. Like, not me almost dying. It was my painting. It fell. Anyways, like, subscribe, stick around. Nice to meet you or see you again. Okay, so now for the chat. Here's the thing, right? Okay, it's cold, it's freezing, it's winter. This time of year is always a struggle for me. So I am cold. Just know that if in my next few videos, if I'm not like 100% slay funny gorgeous queen, haha, you make me laugh so hard, like my gut is hurting, it's because I am in my winter era and I don't love it here. Quite hate it. I need the sun. And yes, before you tell me, oh, you need to take vitamin D, you need to take vitamin C, I do, and I have been taking that for about 3 months. I have been taking vitamin D and C because I'm like, I'm not about to be depressed this winter. And what am I? Depressed. Happens every time. But you know, the only thing I can think of that I have not done last winter that I could probably do this winter is go to a tanning bed. I know, whatever, they're not good for you, whatever. But I'm just going to be in there for 5 minutes to get some UV that I desperately need. It's going to be good for me, okay? So I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. And yes, I work out regularly. I just completed a 2-week challenge, Chloe Tink challenge, the middle of last week. I just completed it, and I'm on to another challenge. This one is a monthly challenge. And yes, so I am working out every day, 5 or 6 times a week. So it's not working out. And I have lowered my caffeine intake. I have, because it started to not work on me. So I have lowered my caffeine intake. I never had a problem with drinking water, and I drink a lot of water, and I eat healthy. So if you guys have any other options for me to not be a depressed queen, then please let me know. Except if you're gonna tell me to go get prescribed something, I am not gonna listen. No offense. And if you're gonna tell me to do devil's lettuce, like, I've already tried that. I have, and it doesn't work. It makes me paranoid, more paranoid. Anyway, that's a little bit too much information for you guys, but I know that you guys want to know my thoughts. Disgusting. It's okay. So also, like, it's really hard for me to do this type of editing because I am so guarded, walls up, queen, like, she's so mysterious, okay, and I like to keep it that way, but I am trying to be vulnerable because I want to build an actual connection with you. And I'm being so serious, even though I probably said it jokingly. What else? Okay, so here's a couple also things that I want to do coming up. I want to do my annual roast. It's gonna be fun, I think. And also, I want to do a different spin on top 10 books of the year. I want to do a different spin on that. However, I don't think it's going to work out because this was not an amazing reading year for me. I read good books, don't get me wrong. However, there's nothing that I'm really, like, excited to talk about. Mayhap that might be me being depressed. Mayhap, I don't know. And then also, I know okay, I see you guys tagging me in videos, and I see you tagging me in tag videos, and I might film all of them in one day and then just get them out back to back to back. However, some of the seasonal ones are not really going to apply, so I'm probably not going to do them, but I really appreciate you guys tagging me, and I know I have some tags in there from, like, 2 or 3 months ago from Lauren. Love Lauren, and thanks for tagging me, queen. And I'm going to do them, just probably not yet, and keep tagging me, period. Also, I have not watched, I don't think, all of them that I have been tagged in, but I need to get on that. And that's another thing, guys. If you're like, where have you been, queen? You're not on my videos. Comments. So sorry. Also, it takes a lot for me to do that now. We love. The thing is, I want to put a long paragraph, thoughtful, analyzing you guys' video. However, I'm in my raw era to where I'm just consuming, and I don't have any thoughts right now. That will change probably. I am positive. Do you guys think I should run more? I haven't ran in a while, but I'm thinking that might help. That might, like, get my heart pumping and stuff. But I do work out, so I don't know if, like, running will be something that would actually, I should just do it anyways. But it's also cold, and that's my whole thing. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if I have actually anything else to talk about. Oh, and my Spotify Wrapped. Do you want to see that? Maybe I should just do it anyways. Okay. Thank you guys for coming to my Midnight Sun podcast and rant about my innermost thoughts that I don't just tell people. Oh, you know what? You guys are so right. You're so right. I should do journaling more because I haven't done journaling in like a year. Book journaling, different. Oh, I should film a 2025 book journal setup because I meant to do that last year for 2024 and I did not. I have so many videos that I want to film to get up before 2025. So many. So I need to get on that, and that's probably another thing that's getting me down, is that I have so much stuff that I want to do that I feel like would be such a good idea to just get out there, but what's stopping me is doing it. obviously. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I appreciate you guys so much. Happy holidays. I hope you're doing well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Like I said last week, will it be a journaling video? I don't know, because I'm not feeling super creative. And it takes a lot of creativity to do a journaling spread. But I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. This is what I want to do. I want to sit on my couch with my heating pad on my belly and another heating pad on my shoulders. Okay, I don't know how that's going to work out. I only have one heating pad. And I want to play Resident Evil. However, I am at the part where I have to fight like 50 zombies. I have to fight like 50 zombies and I have the president's daughter with me. I'm playing Resident Evil 4. And I have the president's daughter with me and she doesn't fight and she can get taken easily. And then that makes me get a game over. And I don't want to be at that part. So maybe I'll just sit on the couch, heating pad here, order an additional heating pad so I can have two at once. Stuffed animal here, and on the TV I can just watch somebody playing Resident Evil instead of me buying it. That sounds like a great idea. That sounds like the best night. Also, tea in hand, eye masks on. Okay, and now I'm really planning my night. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. I don't know how many times. Now I feel like I don't want to go. Like, I just talk so much, like, I don't want to stop. But my wife is making dinner for us, so I should go. Alright, I will see you guys next time. Bye!